We got Giants players throwing hands in practice. That's how you know football is back. Listen, we're here to talk about the OTA that just took place today. OTA number 6, I believe, for your New York Football Giants. There was a fight that happened at the end of practice that, kind of ended practice early. But you love to see that competitiveness in that fight out of the guys. I mean, it looks like it was starting between Brian Burns and James Hudson. But then you saw Kayvon Thibodeau and Jermaine Illuminor as well. There's no videos or no pictures of that, ironically. Of course, we see other things taking place, but we don't get to see that, which is fine. As long as we know what happened, as long as we know it's squashed. Well, I'm not worried about this heading into the season, but you know that feistiness is back. Shout out to my guy Dash. He said it best. The last time the Giants fought in practice, we made it to the playoffs in 2022. So let's see if we can get a couple of that magic, some of that magic happening this season. But let's talk about what we've seen at OTAs. I feel there's a lot to grab out of this specific OTA. Obviously, I don't want to overblow when you see Jackson Dart making throws or Russell Wilson making throws, but there's a lot of things that we could grab from today. And I'm going to first talk about Shane Bowen speaking on the defense. Interesting quote here, and I'm gonna be honest, I want you guys to let me know down below your thoughts on this quote right here. Shane Bowen talking about Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, and Kayvon Thibodeau. You've got 3 guys for 2 spots from the outside looking in. Ultimately, we want to get our best 11 on the field. Now, this is worrisome to read, and if I'm being honest, if I'm Shane Bowen, there's no way these 3 guys aren't going to be on the field at the same time. But, obviously noting that 3 guys playing 2 positions and there's only 2 positions to play, it's just weird to say because Abdul Carter, the number 3 overall pick in this draft, is going to get playing time. Kayvon Thibodeau should still get playing time, and Brian Burns should. They should all be starting for this defense. If this defense is going to be the top defense in the league, one of the top defensive units in the league, they need all 3 of these guys on the field. They're the most talented players besides Dexter Lawrence, and Dexter Lawrence is the number 1 guy. So we need that type of, obviously star power and talent on the field at the same time. Noting that there's only 2 positions is weird because you're starting to hear rumblings that potentially Abdul Carter could be moved around. He's more, utilized as a linebacker potentially and still obviously rush the passer. Those are the things that we're going to have to see with Shane Bowen cooking up. And everyone is worried about what Shane Bowen's going to do with his defense. They're not worried about the production from the players. They're not worried about the players actually performing. They're worried about the, obviously Shane Bowen putting them in the position to win. So we'll see what happens overall with that. I wouldn't take too much from it, but it does, once again, it's just weird. Well, why does he have to make it known that there's 3 of these guys, 2 positions? We all know that, but best believe all of them are going to be on the field. Looking at what also took place on defense today, Deonte Banks wasn't getting starting reps. Now, is this from something separate? Is this something that, clearly was going on today? I'm not too sure. It looked like they had Cordell Flott, Paulson Adebo with obviously Andrew Phillips on the inside. So you didn't see Deonte Banks in the starting group. Maybe this is just a one-day thing. I don't know if they're going to head into the season like this. Once again, it's still pretty early. We still got training camp, obviously, to take place as well. But right now, if they're going to make Deonte Banks fight for that spot, man, he's going to have to make it work. After what happened last year, after he was giving up on plays and he had to get benched a bit, yeah, I mean, we're going to have to see if Deonte Banks is going to be starting for us. Another interesting piece on this defense, man, specifically with the secondary, Dane Belton. Dane Belton continues to be around the football. No matter what season it is, whether it's his rookie season, no matter where he is, he's always going to be around the football. And he got an interception today on Russell Wilson. I think they said it was just 3 interceptions so far through OTAs, which is crazy. This guy is always around turnovers. So is Dane Belton going to be starting? I still don't expect it, but can you see a rotation with him coming in? You potentially could see that. Shane Bowen even spoke on it, talking very highly of Dane Belton, continues to bring him up. So maybe Dane Belton plays more of a part in this defense than we expect him to. I mean, of course, as long as he's contributing, I'm for it. But taking away snap time from Tyler Nubin is going to be rough, and I don't expect it to be taken away from Javon Holland. So we'll see what Dane Belton can do, but it's crazy because every time he's on the football field, man, he's getting that ball one way or another, whether it's an interception or a fumble recovery. He's getting some type of turnover. And speaking on turnovers, man, it looks like the defense is carrying around a treasure chest. You don't see that happen too often, and it completely went over my head. But according to Shane Bowen, man, it's because they want them to be pirates. They want them to go looting and getting after the football. So, I mean, kind of corny if you ask me. I'm not trying to, trump on it, but if we're going to see them withering around a treasure chest on the sideline this upcoming season, hopefully they're getting after all the loot. And as long as they're doing it a lot more, man, because we know this team was one of the bottom teams in turnovers last year, forcing turnovers. So we need some type of effect on that. If you want to go out and shiver me timbers or something, go ahead, whatever it is. But I guess be pirates. That's what, Shane Bowen is pushing for. Speaking on the offensive side of the ball, you saw Jalen Hyatt getting his connections in with Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson continues to talk about that man. He's speaking very highly of Jalen Hyatt, saying that he believes in him. I don't know if he's also buying in with what the fans want, but this is exactly what the fans want. They want to see Jalen Hyatt get the ball, and I wouldn't be obviously against that either. We'll see what Russell Wilson can do in the middle of the season. We've seen this play before happen last, off season during training camp with Jalen Hyatt getting snaps, getting reps, and then once the season started, you didn't see it anymore. Hopefully Russell Wilson continues to make that a good connection with him and continues to obviously throw it at Jalen Hyatt. Just give Jalen Hyatt the chance to get after the ball. That's what we want to see. So hopefully that continues to play the part. He did have a catch today with Russell Wilson. And then you see snaps out of Jackson Dart. It was noted that he was stepping up as the second QB with team 2. So we'll see if that means anything. Once again, it's OTAs. They're going to be trying a lot of different things. But Jackson Dart, I even seen a headline talking about him being 0 for 3 with an interception or something. I'm not worried about it. I'm not counting stats during OTAs against our own guys. I'm not doing that. So, but Jackson Dart continues to be obviously a guy that's going to be focused on, and he's going to be focused on throughout the whole season. So definitely stay tuned on whatever else happens with Jackson Dart. But that wraps up this OTA. It ends off in a brawl. And listen, I'm here for the brawl. Get the energy up. Get these guys feisty. I mean, Brian Burns was speaking about it after the practice, just saying that it kind of was getting heated, obviously both physically and with the weather. So tempers can flare when things like that happen. I'm not too worried about it, but this team was fighting last year with the Lions, and we know what happened after that. So hopefully there's not a crazy abundance amount of fighting, and this doesn't continue to linger. But I want you guys to let me know, man, what are your thoughts on today's OTA practice? What are your thoughts on Shane Bowen, potentially Dane Belton? And are we going to see all three of these guys on defense on the same, squad? Abdul Carter, Brian Burns, and Kayvon Thibodeau, all three on the field at the same time? I want you guys to let me know down below, man. Stay tuned for more content coming through, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.